Hey, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at XRP as well as the entire crypto market, as we have had some great news regarding XRP and we've also had some FOMC news come out today. So we're going to be jumping into all of that, but before we do so, I want to ask you guys to check out the Discord down below. You can see on the screen right now just how many trades our members have been winning from simply joining, copy and pasting the trades into their exchange and winning with us. It's absolutely insane. We've had an 80% win rate over the past few months. So yeah, make sure you join up. It'll be the first link in the description. Join up and start winning trades with us. Now, FOMC came out today, which is essentially the interest rate cuts or hikes that we get during these meetings. In this meeting, the interest rates were essentially just neutral. No changes were made. Powell said he wants to take things slow and that he's not in a hurry to, hike up rates or cut rates, which, regarding his timeline, it doesn't really matter because now we have to wait another 2 months for the next FOMC meeting, which is going to be in May. But the good thing is we're going to have back-to-back FOMC meetings after that, so it'll be May, June, July, and we should hopefully start getting some rate cuts then, because as we talked about this morning, we have quantitative tightening that is going to stop, or at least it's predicted to stop before May. So once that does stop, it should provide the necessary resources to start cutting rates and allowing lower interest rates. Now, XRP got some really good news today, and that news was that the SEC has officially dropped its lawsuit against XRP. So if you remember, for the past few years, XRP has been getting demolished by the SEC. Way before it was listed on Binance, previously to 2019, I think it was 2017, XRP hit an all-time high of $3 something, and it was absolutely mooning, best performing coin of practically, the decade. It was just pumping up so much every single day, and then the SEC started suing it and we essentially just plummeted. Then we were consolidating at very small numbers. Like, we even dropped down to 11 cents at one point, which is crazy. To go from $3 to 11 cents whilst the SEC is suing you, the coin was practically destined to go to zero. Then we started getting some news. We got the bull run, which happened in 21, obviously allowing XRP to jump up to $2, some news regarding the SEC, whatnot, and then we obviously started getting more news after the bull run and in the bear market. And then we got the news that SEC essentially lost the lawsuit, and they had to essentially appeal until a certain date. We pumped up to 93 cents, and this was super anticlimactic because everybody expected XRP, when the lawsuit is over, when the SEC loses, that we're going to see a huge pump to $10, $15, $20. It's the main problem with XRP, which is the fanboys, and they all expected XRP to absolutely moon, do insane multiples, but it simply wasn't viable because of the market cap, because there's no institutional investors and all of that. So we didn't pump, and right afterwards we dumped. Most people sold off, they saw a good pump, and afterwards we were essentially just waiting for the SEC's appeal from the courts, and then we eventually got it. And yeah, afterwards Trump started the election and started winning. I should say he didn't start the election, but he started winning the election, and we started to pump up. Then obviously the election got announced, we saw a huge pump, more news regarding XRP, that the SEC lost the appeal and they filed another appeal, whatnot. But today we finally got the news that the SEC has dropped the lawsuit. So yeah, great news for XRP. It means now that we can start getting ETFs for XRP. Institutional investors can start investing into XRP. Hopefully Ripple and XRP start merging more into one rather than two separate entities, and we will start to see it really take off. So yeah, good news. We're up 8% today on XRP. I think it's one of the best performing altcoins, and it's what we've essentially been waiting for a long time. We're still not the highs yet of $3.40. The market is still not in a great state, which is why we're not seeing a larger move up. If we did get rate cuts today, then the market would be pumping up a lot more, I think, because we've been in such a negative state for such a long time, which is a few months, that even the most neutral of news, which is essentially no rate cut or no rate hike, allows us to see some green. And the S&P is also green, even though it started slightly red. Yeah, we're seeing a nice open here, up 1%, Bitcoin up 3%. Not really much more that we could ask for. The main thing now is that we consolidate well and hopefully stay in an uptrend. We don't want to be dumping dumping too much regardless, you know, because I think a lot of people are starting to also become more admitted to Trump and the way that he's operating, which is a lot more volatile than how Biden was operating. So yeah, I think people are getting more acquainted to that, and the market is starting to realize it's, you know, a different sort of power shift in that sort of dynamic, which should hopefully be good for the market. You know, when Trump announces tariffs or something else, it shouldn't surprise the market that much anymore, and that will be good. Once we get those rate cuts though in the next few months, I think you'll start to see the market pump up a lot more. It will be greater for the economy simply because more people are going to be able to take out loans, lower interest rates, it's cheaper to take out money, and when that happens, it causes a snowball effect where people take out money, they buy something, that money gets transferred in, you know, and then eventually gets invested into the market, and hopefully that market turns into the crypto market. So it's a snowball effect. Not only would we get an instant pump in the market of a few percent like we've seen today, but we'd also get that snowball effect, and it should be something similar to a run that we got in, you know, like 2021 after the pandemic. Again, we're still in a bullish cycle. Yeah, we've dumped off you know, a lot, and we could still potentially dump to 69,000 on Bitcoin, and for XRP maybe even down to $1.80 again, or something like that. But regardless, you know, there's not been really a better time for crypto, with a pro crypto president, now a newly a pro crypto SEC that has actual, you know, crypto cabinets inside of it, with an actual crypto team that is pro crypto and not just here to sort of neutralize it. So I think that's good. Once we start getting more restrictions on it as well, specifically to do with meme coins, I think the market will perform a lot better. Maybe not for Solana, but I think Solana can adapt, and you know, its main thing isn't just meme coins. I think it can still continue rallying even without meme coins, although that was the main driving factor obviously. But yeah, I think it will be a lot greater for all the altcoins, in specifically the utility niche, which is, you know, your XRP, Sui, Render, Polkadot, Solana, ETH, all these coins that have actual utility behind them instead of like Ape, Shib, Dog with Hat. Doge I haven't mentioned because I think Doge is now more of an altcoin than it is a meme coin. It has the utility of essentially the, you know, richest person in the world backing it, who is Elon Musk, as well as having, you know, Donald Trump be best friends with Elon Musk. I say best friends, they're just friends, but that, as well as it having its own, if you know, department in the government as the Department of Government Efficiency. There's a lot of bullish trends for Dogecoin, and that's why I think it's more so here to stay, and it's already stayed for so many years and it's done so well. So I think that's why it's still a good coin. Dog with Hat and other coins, for example, sure, they've seen their rallies and they've seen their dumps, but they're, you know, if the market rallies, then it'll rally with it. But Dog with Hat, for example, we've been looking at shorts at this level, even from higher as well. I think there's so many shorting opportunities, and for XRP, you know, we've been essentially buying the dips. I mean, we've been holding for so long on XRP at the extreme lows, so it doesn't really make sense for us to be buying more at these higher levels. But definitely for shorter term trades, you know, looking at here, for example, where we essentially were accumulating at $1.96, anywhere under $2 is quite good. Again, right now we're up on the shorter term position 27% on spot, so it's not too bad, and obviously from the longer term it's up multiples, which is very, very good. So yeah, if you want to be getting those trades as well, then check out the Discord down below. It's where I send out all my trades, and so does my team. So yeah, you can copy along and start profiting with us. And if you did enjoy the video, please do make sure to like and subscribe, as it will help out a ton. And if you need a place to buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrency for the lowest fees with the best sign up bonuses, then check out all the exchanges we're working with down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.